Our last speaker today is STANISLAVA HUDECOVÁ, who is one of the youngest participants in the exhibition program we have this year. And you can find her work in the Hall 11 in the main exhibition, which is called New Forms of Fragility.
My name is Stanislava Hudecová, and I'm a visual artist student and a tattoo artist. I'm still in university. I study fine arts in Brno, where I'm in the studio of drawing and printmaking, so I'm not an illustrator, even though before university I always wanted to be, but when I was applying I didn't read the manifesto of my studio, and it ended up being very much fine arts oriented, which in the end I'm grateful for because I feel much more comfortable in more conceptual projects than I did in illustrating. I work somewhere between drawing and object, and what interests me is exploring the balance between these mediums. Before I talk about what I do now, I want to tell you a little bit about my journey so far and how studying art is going. So this was a series I did in my first year. It follows these two characters, a human and a butterfly, because of the butterflies in your stomach when you're in love. It was about sexuality, love, and kings, and I wanted to point out situations that are still frowned upon in today's society. It was the first time I started drawing this stylized figure, which I come back to in more recent works, some of which you can see here in the exhibition. With this series, I also applied 1 year to LUSTR Open Call, and I didn't get in then. So I really want to thank Jana for reaching out to me and including me in this year's exhibition. It means a lot. So this was my the next project, which was called Collection of Forgotten Dreams, and it was a semestral work where I started to work with object as a frame for the drawings, and also I used some ready-made things like these toy horses that you can see, or dead flies that I collected from windowsills. I remember I was proud of myself for drawing these very detailed drawings and figuring out how to frame them, but in critiques I got C from it, from the school commission, and it made me think it was not a good direction to take. So I tried working in color and textiles, which very much didn't work for me, and I quickly switched back to less color. So in the next year I tried to still stick with textiles, but with less color, and I focused more on printing etchings, like this small one, a simple one that you can see here, from which I also used the metal plate that you print from as an independent object. And it was the first time I started to think about object connected to the drawing, and how to express myself in a more material way. In 2023, I had my first solo show in a small off-space gallery in Brno called Zázrak Dorných. It was called Bedroom Routines, and I was thematizing these like mundane moments from everyday life that I imagine we do in the spaces of our homes before or after going to work. Thanks to this exhibition, I also came back to this character that I was drawing in my first year, and I like to work with a lot of metaphors and hidden details, so in pictures like this you can't really see anything. So here are some details. And besides the drawings and one etching I made for this exhibition, I also created a installation with smaller objects and ready-made objects, which also show in the drawings themselves. And the room was supposed to simulate like some kind of like an idea of a bedroom or like a home. Well, one of the drawings from the show made it to Art Map Brno, which my dad was very excited about. And then in 2024 I went for one semester to FAVU here in Prague, where I started to work on my bachelor project besides the drawings I did that semester. And it was these like ready-made, remade office chairs, which I remade this is the first one, and it's made from these like metal hand cut out teardrops, which I then layered on the chair. And then this is the whole bachelor project, which consists of these 5 like typical simple office chairs. When you imagine an office chair, that are remade into objects where I'm exploring my own and also societal relationship with work, merging with the function and the anxiety that surrounds all of it. Each of these chairs are unique in technique and materials, and I use materials that like we can like connect to the working environment, like the pinstripe fabric. Sorry. I like to use metal in my works because it allows me to make the drawing in material but keep similar look as I can create with drawing on paper, which sometimes becomes too boring for me because of my perfectionism, and like I have to plan out every drawing how it's gonna look, and then I just like start to draw, and it sometimes becomes very boring for me. So this is like one of the reasons why I'm interested more in objects, big object work, because it allows me to like express myself more freely, even though it still looks like very perfectionized. For example, these are the chairs, some of them. One is missing, but here you can see like the way I was trying to handle every one of them differently. Yeah, and so here I'm getting to my latest projects where I'm starting to focus more on the object alone, and I'm kind of going going the other direction from drawing. So in 2024 I started casting tin. I first made these board mat pins where I was playing with the scale, which is something I have also used a lot in my drawings before. And so this is the last work I did this year after coming back from my Erasmus. It's this pendulum inspired by the Newton's pendulum that I have in my mind connected to procrastination, what is one of the themes in some of my recent drawings, which I forgot to put in here. And procrastination because we tend to see it in these fancy office spaces in movies, for example, as decoration. And instead of the metal balls, as are in the original pendulum, I casted these teardrops with faces on each side. One with a normal face expression and the other one with a fake smile. And you can see it in the exhibition here as well. And that's it, thank you.
Thank you. So, time for Q&A.
At the exhibition, there is this drawing with a girl in a skirt, I think, and shoes with faces. What does it mean?
So there is a drawing in the show with a girl in a skirt and shoes with faces. So what does it mean?
it's not a skirt. It's just like a carpet with the shoes, with my face, which is something I like for some reason tend to do because like it allows me like gives me like a way to put myself in the drawing and like illustrate the introspective side of the idea that I want to create.
Okay, thanks.
Another question.
In your work, in your illustration, you use a lot you depict a lot of topics that can be taboo or stigmatized. Are you worried about backlash from your friends, family, people who knew you against it? It's still stigmatized.
So are you afraid of backlash from your audience when you work with topics that can be stigmatized or that can be seen as a taboo?
So not really, because those works where I was thematizing those things were many years ago, and I'm not thinking like that anymore. So now I don't really care, and I don't think I cared even then. But I definitely wasn't sure in what like my in the themes I was trying to portray. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other question? No? So then, thank you very much, Stanislava. Stanislava was our last speaker for today, unfortunately, but I would like to invite you to the next two LUSTR Talks that we will have next weekend, because we keep them every weekend day during the whole festival. So the next one will be on Saturday. Every time it starts at 5 o'clock, so you're welcome to come back if you're still in Prague. Now enjoy the rest of the festival and see you at another programs. Thanks.
Thank you.